If you work in sanctions or in risk management, risk oversight, here's a program that you absolutely need to attend. We prepare for this day for years, and when it happens, it bites. Of course, we are talking about Russia, Ukraine, but could you map out geopolitical events and their impact on banking? For instance, what happens to credit risk? Do you know how to pick the concentration? Do you know how to check geographic exposure? This program shows you how. We take the case of one global bank's exposure to Russia to show you how very quickly in a few minutes you can get a quick broad estimate of the dent. Did you know that commodity finance, which looks very secure, can get impacted by something like this? And project finance. Project finance has always political exposure, geopolitical exposure. And none better than Nord Stream 2 to show you how that bites. Liquidity, the need for cash in a crisis. Think about it. And in this program, I'll show you how difficult managing money can be on that crisis day and around that period. Flow products, all the FX, all the swaps, all the derivatives, everything despite margining. The way market risk changes form, credit risk, counterparty credit risk, settlement risk, everything just transforms. And we show you how that transformation happens. Demand deposit accounts, where the bank has to pay back its account holders and depositors, suddenly has a large cloud of sanctions hanging over it. Have you thought of that one? Correspondent banking. Do you know, if you are offering correspondent banking services, how you're going to get used, and are you willing to take that compliance exposure? And the flip side, if you use correspondent banking services, are you going to get shut out of that market? And all of us who think trade is done and dusted, there always is country exposure, currency exposure. And wealth management, completely secure. Join me to find out what can happen when collateral starts to evaporate. SWIFT, we always thought it's a global body with few restrictions. But in the case of the Russian episode, but did they manage to shut out Russia completely? And then some more insights on sanctions. And most importantly, with all this happening, you cannot afford to fail on compliance just because you're into exposure management, or you have contractual commitments, or you have clients that have contractual commitments. How are you going to navigate that? Finally, I'm going to leave you with a dramatic and startling story which will make you pause and think. And then you'll realize that yes, this was the program that you needed all along to be able to assess geopolitical events and their impact on banking. And worry not, I leave you with the ability to fish for yourself. You will, at the end of the program, have a tool set by which you can project the next crisis and how you are going to lead in managing the risks from that crisis. See you in the program.